So my question is, I am a third-generation business owner of a business which my grandfather started about 49 years ago. My dad is still involved in the business, a majority owner. We do roughly about 17.2 last year in top-line sales. And I am trying to get him, I'm trying to push him to deal with his estate and honor him while doing it, but trying to get him to move forward on getting his estate handled. And I'm just wondering.
He does not have a will or an estate plan?
He's got a will that's about 40 years old.
All right. $17.2 million. And what percentage does he own?
He owns about 84% of the business.
Who owns the other 17?
I do.
Okay. All right, cool. And you are in what role now?
I am the general manager and vice president of the company.
Okay. How many team members?
Roughly about 24.
Okay. And your dad still work every day?
He still comes in a couple of hours. He's not involved in the day-to-day running of the business.
Who's running it?
I do.
From a VP seat?
Yeah, he's not real big on titles.
Okay. So you're the basically running the business today.
Yes.
And he's how old?
He's 72.
Okay. Is he in poor health?
No, he's in good health. I'm just
curious. I'm just trying to find out what's going on. It's not. It's not an excuse for not having a will. Okay.
Right.
Everybody needs one.
Exactly.
So when you say, Dad, we have a $17 million asset here. What is going to happen to it upon your death? What does he say?
He wants it to come to me, but I do have siblings, and we have another that are not involved in the business. We have another business that is a farm that we're partners in, that he owns the land, but we're partners in the equipment and the livestock. And so I'm not even trying to get him to deal with that at this point. I want him to deal with all of it, but I'm right now trying to deal with the main business just so that I can move forward with my manufacturers and in a growth plan. I mean, we operated the business for 40 plus years in debt. When I took over running the business, I got us out of debt in about 3 years. And
how old are you?
I'm 45.
Okay. All right. So, I mean, you're going to have to sit down and have a come to Jesus cup of coffee with him. I mean, this has got to be dealt with, dude. And, but I mean, and you start it with and end it with and sprinkle it full of honor. Dad, you know, what you built here is incredible. And if I understand you right, you've told me, if I heard you right, that you're planning to leave me this business and for you to work this hard and have all these years and have been this successful and not have a plan so that the family knows what you want us to do, we're going to end up dishonoring your memory because we don't know what we're supposed to do because you don't have it written down. And writing it down, Dad's called a will. And I don't care. I do care, but mainly I care that you have a plan and that it's written down and that we don't end up having to spend, $2 million on legal fees because there's no will.
Yeah.
Dad, that's dishonoring to your memory and all your hard work. And I'm here to honor you, Dad.
Right. That's my main concern. My siblings want nothing to do with the business. They want nothing to do with either the business or the farm. Great.
Write it down.
So, right. And so that's what I'm trying to do.
Go ahead and transfer the stock now.
Yeah. He did. He had this same issue with my grandfather when it passed from him. And took years of my dad getting accountants and lawyers to say.
Well, remind him of that. Dad, why would you went through hell. Why would you put me through hell?
Dave, I have reminded him of that time and time again.
Yeah. Where's your mother on this?
She would probably agree with me, but they just see no urgency in getting it done.
Okay. Well, I'm going to involve enough people
which is why it's pushing me.
I'm going to create some urgency because this is a problem.
Yeah.
So, and the first conversation starts with honor. Dad, I want to honor you. I want to make sure that we do this in a way that is honoring to you. And, my preference is we go ahead and start transferring stock now, which he can do under the Unified Estate Tax Credit and have no tax on it, no gift tax on it.
So in a conversation we had a few weeks ago, and I was pushing him to begin to deal with his estate, and he made the comment to me, if you want to end up with the farm and end up with the business, you're going to wind up having to buy something from your sisters. And I told him I've totally understood that. Said, but my point is, I've been trying to figure it out for 5 years, and you won't sell.
Let's figure it out
of the estate. And
I'll be happy to give up the farm if we can get this stupid thing resolved. I don't want to go through the hell that Grandpa put you through. As a matter of fact, I'm not going to stay and go through the hell. You're going to have to deal with this.
Right.
This is not okay.
I totally agree.
And so, but you don't start with that level of volume, and you don't start with that level of boldness. You start with, I want to make sure that I'm honoring all the hard work of all these years. And the way it sits today, if you drop dead today, Dad, you've screwed us. Because we're going to spend tens of thousands of dollars on legal fees and accountants trying to get this figured out. And then some judge is going to decide instead of you deciding because you won't deal with this. That's dishonoring to you, Dad. You've worked too hard to be that. You're not that irresponsible when it comes to running the business. We wouldn't have a $17 million business if you were that irresponsible doing that. We have to deal with this.
Sure.
And I'm going to constantly be talking about it until he finally blows a gasket or deals with it.
Right.
And so it's not like once every 6 months I bring this up. It's every time I see him, I bring it up until we're sitting in the lawyer's office drafting the stupid thing.
Sure.
And it may be that you give up all your portion of the farm just to get this business, and that probably wouldn't be a bad trade.
No, financially it wouldn't.
No.
But the problem is I live on the farm. And
that's what I mean. So what? It's not a problem. Move.
Yeah.
But get this solved, man, because all these problems are going to be worse if well, Dad said we were getting the farm and you were going to move, huh? Well, I never heard that. Well, what? Yeah, huh? What? Huh? And then all of a sudden, the lawyers end up with all this crap.
Sure.
And because somebody heard something over some breakfast conversation and he was too trifling to get it put into a will. It's just bad stewardship. It's a bad management of the blessings that God has brought into your life.
Right.
And into his life. And he needs to do a better job with it. It's just interesting to me that people refuse to deal with this stuff after they were so good and they're so diligent on other areas of their life.
Yeah.
So,
I want to settle it with my own. I have two kids in the business, and so I'm like, I want to go ahead and settle mine, but until I get him to settle his, I don't know what I got to settle with them. So.
Yeah, you need to begin some estate planning there and some transfers as soon as it gets into your name. But before it becomes more valuable and gets outside the federal estate tax exemption amounts. And
right.
you're going to be outside of that soon if you keep growing.
Sure. Yeah.
So you guys got to get that done. That could be a thing. The way we can avoid federal estate tax generationally if we go ahead and deal with this now.
Okay, that's true. That's the point.
And that's another reason to go ahead and do it. So he needs to be sitting with an estate tax attorney 10 years ago.
I agree.
And y'all got to get this done. And I'm just going to talk about it a lot. And you don't have to be a jerk. You just got to be persistent. And the problem is you feel weird about bringing it up and awkward. And so you only do it once every 6 months. I'm doing it every 6 days until this is dealt with. Hey, Dad, me again. Remember that thing where I was going to honor you and your wishes? Yeah, you remember that discussion last week? So when is our appointment? Do you want me to set the appointment? Can I find the estate tax attorney? Can I find the guy who's going to draft the will and you sit down with him? I'll help you. But we're doing this.